Welcome to Mahi for Electrical Technology. I am Mahesh Nayak, electrical engineer. In power system, one of the most important equipment is nothing but current transformer. Next couple of minutes I am going to discuss about its testing procedure and current transformer. Normally we will measure current by connecting ammeter in series. But in case of high voltage, what and all meters available in market, available in industry is not suitable to measure direct high current or high voltage current. The level of voltage is very high, the insulation level has to be withstand that much voltage. So there is a technique by connecting current transformer to the high voltage, we can measure the high voltage current in secondary circuit of the current transformer by connecting the instrument with proper turns ratio calculation. Here you can see the different types of current transformer. Before that, the current transfer mainly used for reducing the current. You can see the ratio of the current transformer is 400 bar 1 or 500 bar 5. Example 400 bar 1 is nothing but the primary current 400 ampere. The secondary current is nothing but 1 ampere. So normally what current transformer will do? Current transformer will do reduce the heavy current to lower value. That current either we can utilize for measurement purpose, either you can connect energy meter, ammeter, or we can use that electrical quantity, current quantity into our protective relays. So another thing is this current transformer isolates from primary transformer, primary circuit. Primary circuit is nothing but example 66 kV line current we want to measure. If 66 kV CT if we installed, so there is a isolation between primary circuit and secondary circuits. So here there are mainly two types of current transformer. One is single turn bar type primary transformer. Another one is multi-turn wound primary transformer. Here there are two transformer I have shown in figure. The only major difference is if it is a single turn bar type primary transformer, there is only one single bar in the primary and multiple secondary wiring available. And these are the general things about the transformer, current transformer. Okay, so this is the list of main standards used for CT, that is nothing but IEC 185. Now it is IEC 600441. So there are other standards 600446. This one will speak about transient performance. So mainly we will consider about the IEC 600441. This one will talk about the rated transformer ratio. Example 400 bar 1, 500 bar 1. And here you can see the primary current 10, 20, 30, 50, 100, 150, 200, 300 up to 1000. Secondary 1 ampere, 2 ampere or 5 ampere. That is nothing but example 1000 bar 5 ampere, 1000 bar 1 ampere. These are the standards available, the ratio. Next one is accuracy class. There are different accuracy class available, 5P, 10P, these things. And there is a ALF, accuracy limit factor, and there is a burden, output power, how much burden we can make the CT. These are the general standards. These standards will talk about the CT standard. Here I taken the sample one of the CT nameplate detail. If you consider any CT, what are all specification it's required. Example, this is taken from one of the test certificate. The CT is 132 kV voltage level CT used for transformer feeder, and here you can see the ratio is nothing but 800 bar 1 1 1 1. Second, primary is 800 ampere, secondary is, there are 4 core, each core is 1 ampere. And earlier I told the measurable electrical quantity we can either use it for measurement purpose or we can use it for protection purpose. Here there are 4 cores. The first core, second core is PS class, either used for transformer differential protection, busbar protection. Another one is core 3 is 5P20, either used for backup protection. Fourth one is metering class. This one used for meter purpose. The class, the X stand for PS class. Some country they will use PS, some country they will use X. And this is the general nameplate detail of current transformer. So if we test any current transformer before certifying any transformer, we have to conduct minimum test. So how the transformer healthiness before commissioning, before power up. There are many tests we can conduct depend upon the country to country, and this is the minimum the test required to conduct any current transformer. The first one is visual inspection, second one is insulation resistance test, polarity test, core identification, turns ratio, burden, WRM and high voltage test. The visual inspection is nothing but we have to visualize the entire current transformer by checking is there any crack in the insulation or is there any damage during the transportation. The nameplate specification, is it as per our requirement? Those things will come under the visual inspection. And if it is too much dusty, we have to, before conducting test, we have to clean the transformer, current transformer CT, and we have to inspect the secondary terminal, the tightness of the secondary terminal, the ferruling. If there is a 4 core, there should be a proper ferruling has to be made to identify which core. Example 1S1, 1S2, 2S1, 2S2, 3S1, 3S2, those things. Here there is a first test conducted for CT, that is nothing but IR test, insulation resistance test. The main aim of conducting IR test to determine the insulation level of the CT. There is no short circuit between primary to earth. That is nothing but the primary winding should not touch internally to the earth or body, or should not be any short between primary to secondary and secondary to earth or secondary to body. To determine this one, we have to conduct the insulation resistance. Depend upon the voltage level, I consider here 11, more than 11 kV. So when we are conducting insulation resistance test, we have to check the insulation between primary to earth, primary to secondary. The terminal is nothing but P1 or PV2 to earth. P stands for primary, S stands for secondary. If there is a S1, 1S1, that is nothing but core 1, 2S1, core 2, 3S1, core 2, so on. So when apply the voltage, we have to very careful. Example secondary, always we have to apply 230 volts, 250 volts or 500 volts. For primary, if the CT voltage level more than 11 kV or 6.6 kV, we can go for 5 kV maker. If your CTs are LT CT, there is nothing but 415 volt CT. You do not apply 4 kV. You have to take care with 250 or 500 volts. And always take the measurement of temperature. And this is the general method of conducting the insulation resistance test. And before conducting the test, we have to verify our insulation resistor kit healthiness, and it should be have the calibration certificate. The next one is polarity test. Polarity test, one of the important tests to determine the direction of the current flow. Example, for metering circuit, if the polarity is reverse, instead of measuring the import, it will measure the export. In case of protection in differential, if there is a polarity is reverse, instead of heading the current, it will flow away from the circuit. Same case in directional overcurrent, instead of seeing the protected area, it will see opposite area. The same thing will happen with reverse power relay. So polarity test, one of the important test to determine the flow of the current. So here what we'll do, so we'll take one battery and we'll connect the DC milliammeter to secondary circuit. So battery we will connect to the primary circuit, positive to P1, negative to P2. Same way secondary circuit, positive to S1, negative to S2, and we'll keep on switch at battery circuit. We'll break the flow of the current. So during this period, there is a deflection in secondary connected milliammeter. If the deflection is in forward direction, then we can justify that the polarity is correct. If the deflection is reverse direction, then we have to cross verify the wiring and we have to confirm the polarity. So present days there are advanced instruments available. During the ratio test itself, the polarity test we can determine. So here there are sample test reports. Here, as I shown in the nameplate detail, there are 4 core CT. So we conducted primary to earth, primary to core 1, core 2, core 3, core 4 with 5 kV and secondary circuit with 500 volts, core 1 to core 2, core 1 to core 3, core 4, core 5. That is nothing but between the secondary circuit also there should not be any short circuit. Otherwise what will happen, example, if there is a short between core and core 2, core 1 used for differential, core 2 used for metering. If there is a short, there is a chances of current summation. Next test is winding measurement test, the WRM test. So important of measuring the secondary resistance to determine the burden of the CT. The burden is nothing but the power consumed by the circuit or the load to the secondary CT circuit. So I will show the calculation further, why it is required these things. The main thing is the VA is nothing but the voltage drop of secondary circuit is nothing but the drop across secondary winding, the drop across the load is nothing but any instrument, and the drop in the loop, that is nothing but the secondary resistance of the CT, resistance of the wiring, and the resistance offered by load. The sum of these is nothing but the total resistance offered by the circuit. The RC, the CT resistance, RL, load resistance, RW, the wiring resistance. This one will help us to determine the calculation of ISF and ALF, and also it will help us to calculate the burden. In general, there are three types of cores available: either metering circuit, 0.2, 0.51 class, either for backup protection, 5P, 10, 5P, 5P, 10P, 15P. And this 5, 10, 15 indicates a composite error. And one more is PS class, otherwise X class, used for protection purpose. So normally when we are conducting this core identification, so we have to confirm the particular core is utilized for particular application. The mistakes will be, there is a chance of the swiping between metering core and swiping between PS core. So by conducting core identification test, we have to determine the particular core is connected for particular circuit. So how to connect this, how to identify this one? The test is nothing but knee point test. So this is the PS class. So we have to determine the knee point voltage. So knee point voltage is nothing but the level of voltage where it will get saturated. Here I have shown the calculation of VK, that is nothing but knee point voltage. The K into IN, the summation of RCT 2RL plus R0. The 2RL, because of length of the wire 2 times both S1 and S2 connected wire. So this is the general setup to determine the magnetization or saturation curve test. Here there is a transformer with connection of auxiliary transformer, the ammeter to measure the leakage current, the voltmeter to measure the voltage across secondary of CT. So here initially we have to keep the auto transformer at 0 level. Gradually we have to increase the voltage. At one stage we can see the knee point voltage. Here we can see from this graph, the knee point is nothing but increase of 10% in flux density causes increase on 50% in magnetizing force. That is nothing but current. So small change in voltage, it will give more deflection in current. That particular point we can consider as a knee point. So here right side we have one test conducted result. So here the knee point voltage around 220 volts. So here, depend upon this knee point voltage, we can identify the voltage level will give which core is having what is the actual value. Normally metering core will have this saturation voltage, knee point voltage level will be less. PS class and backup 5P20 or 5P10 class will have higher values. So before selecting particular CT knee point voltage, we can calculate knee point voltage depends upon our requirement. Here the calculation also I have shown the slide. Let us consider the CT ratio is 300/5. The secondary current is nothing but 5 ampere. So burden will be 60 VA. This 60 VA we calculated with respect to the resistance offered by the secondary. So by calculating the knee point voltage is nothing but in this case around 120 volts. So depend upon our requirement, we can determine the knee point voltage. So next one is turns ratio. Let us take example 800/1 ampere. So that is nothing but if I am flowing 800 amps at primary, the secondary should be 1 ampere. To determine this one, we will give different ratio. That is nothing but 25% loading, 50% loading, 75% loading, 100% loading, or 120% or 110% loading. So this one will conducted by injecting high current. That is nothing but primary current and measuring secondary current in different locations. If there is a ammeter, energy meter, protection relay, all core we have to be confirm. The same time here also we can short secondary terminal at CT itself, and we can confirm the current will not extend to the meter circuit. This is one of the sample report of ratio test. Here there are 4 cores. Here 100 ampere, 200 ampere injected to the primary circuit, and we measured secondary current 123 milliampere, 251 milliampere. The actual ratio is 800, so we got calculated ratio and what is the error. So this error will also most important. Example, for metering circuit it should not exceed as per the nameplate value. Next one is high voltage test, also tan delta test. This test specifically conducted only selected CTs more than 66 kV. For example, CT having a tan delta point, in that case we will conduct this high voltage test. During this one we can determine the partial discharge and capacitance value, leakage current and dissipation factor offered by the current transformer. So these are the tests we will conduct for CT. If any questions, kindly type it in comment box. I will get back as soon as possible.